So Israelis who are on TikTok have created a trend where they film themselves drinking tap water or something, and showing all the nice amenities that they have at home, just for the purpose of annoying, upsetting Palestinians in Gaza who have had their water cut off, who have had their electricity cut off, their food cut off, by Israel, of course. And I mean, this is so sick and deranged. Just look at this. Right, flicking the lights on and off. Look at my electricity. I mean, settler colonialism in action, right? This is the mentality. It's like, we're going to take your stuff and leave you with nothing, and then laugh at you and kill you and so on. You know, that's the mentality. And the irony is that even the BBC sometimes like to report the truth. Sometimes, rarely. But you know, they put this piece out once called "Obstacles to Arab-Israeli Peace: Water." It's not an obstacle. You stole something, you should give it back. What am I talking about? I'm talking about the Golan Heights, which are Syrian, and Israelis get around 1/3 of their drinking water from Syria. They steal it. And meanwhile, in Syria, the infrastructure, it was getting much better. Like, speaking of electricity, there were no more cuts in Damascus right before the war started, so 2010, 2011, and then everything went to shit. Thank you, NATO. So, you know, it was getting better, but my point is that, you know, the Israelis are living on Palestinian land, taking water from Palestine, from Syria, you know, trying to take the gas from Lebanon and the Karish gas fields, and then treating Palestinians like this. It's really insulting. I mean, imagine somebody comes to your house and they kick you out of your house, and then, you know, they're just looking out the window, trying to make you angry and upset you, and trying to upset you by you know, showing you what they've taken from you. I don't. You might call it childish. I call it sick. It's you know, it's nauseating. It's really nauseating. I've seen photographs. You can find many of these where you have a Palestinian family that have been kicked out of their homes, not during this Gaza war, but in general since the Nakba in 48. And there, you know, you have the Israelis who've just taken this Palestinian family's house, who have the gate locked, and they're looking outside at the Palestinians who are now homeless. What is this crap? Like, who thinks Palestinians have to accept this? Would you accept this? Man, I'm not even there, and I don't accept this. God damn it, I'd be raging. I am raging. I'm fuming. And look at this you know, look at what she was saying, Ursula von der Leyen. She was saying, this is back in October, so it's almost exactly a year ago, 19th of October 2022. She was saying that it's a war crime for Russia to cut people's water off, right, in Ukraine.
With a clear aim to cut off men, women, children of water, electricity and heating, with the winter coming, these are acts of pure terror. Yes, I agree. So are you going to say the same about the Israelis, or it's not terror when they do it? Well, once again, here we go. The Israelis, you know, do whatever they like, double standard, and so on. And we have to call it as such. This is a moment to stay the course, and we will back Ukraine for as long as it takes. And we will protect Europeans from the other war that Putin is waging. This is his war on our energy. I know that Europeans are concerned. So, yeah, you know, of course, she is not condemning the Israelis. Instead, I can show you what she's doing instead. What do you guys think she did instead? Huh? So, she's seeing all the things we're seeing, obviously, right? She knows what the Israelis are doing. I'm just waiting for you to. I'm just waiting to read your comments to see what you think she's up to right now, Mrs.
Ursula von der Leyen. I'm just gonna call her like European Hillary from now on. She went to Israel probably. That's what AU is saying. Yes, you're correct. Well done. Here she is. So she's going to greet the people who carry out acts of pure terror. I'm just using her own words. These are her own words. I didn't say it. It's not my opinion, right? She says, I have arrived in Israel with EP president to express our solidarity with the Israeli people in the wake of the horrific Hamas terror attack. Who the hell does this woman think she is? She's an I know people always say this about EU officials, but she really is unelected. She is an unelected EU official, okay? And I want to show you another insulting thing here, okay? So look at this other clip from the EU. So they're having a minute of silence, okay? It says, the European Parliament's solemn moment to remember the victims of the terrorist attacks in Israel over the weekend. So they go and they have their moment of, their minute of silence. Look at them, they're all dressed up, nice and serious. You guys remember this villain on the left?
Thank you all for being here today. I know how much this means for people in Israel who have endured the worst terrorist attack in generations. I am proud.
Every Palestinian generation endures terrorist attacks from Israel every day.
Proud to be here today with so many of you. Our presence here outside the European Parliament is significant. Our gathering, held in the Simon Weil Agora, is symbolic. Our voice is important.
All right, you guys get the idea. I'm going to spare you this rubbish. So, don't you find it weird they have a minute of silence for the Israelis, but there's no minute of silence for the Palestinians? I just told you that the death toll of Palestinians now has surpassed that of the Israelis, and this is usually the case, right? Since the very beginning. So you'll have 60 Israelis who are killed, most of them soldiers. And then you'll have 2,200 dead Palestinians, and the bulk of them, the majority of them being civilians, so women, children, and this is in the last Gaza war. And God, you see, they do it so many times. I keep forgetting. It's not 2021. I think it was 2019 or 2014. It's the same thing every single time. Israelis suffer no casualties, and they inflict massive suffering on the Palestinians. And I don't recall a single minute of silence for them. So, it's disgusting double standards. It's double standards in how they express sympathy in international law. Apparently it's an act of terror to deny people amenities and basic their basic needs when it's in Ukraine, but Palestinians are not human beings, right? According to the West. So, when you deny them water, it's not an act of terror. You can go on TikTok and make funny videos like this guy. Really, really great world, that we live in. Really nice people that we have in charge. I really don't know what it's going to take to get these nasty ghouls out of power. I really... these people don't represent us. She's running around, this European Hillary. She's running around, saying that she stands with Israel and Europe stands with Israel. No, we don't. We don't stand with Israel. We stand up to Israel. We stand against Israel. We stand against you. No one likes Israel. What does Israel have to do with Europe except the fact that Israelis are European settlers? What is so good about Israel? What the fact that it split a journalist in two pieces? It murdered a Reuters journalist today. Those are European values. By the way, just a small. I just want to show you what people are going through. This man, he lost 20 of his family members. 20 family members. I mean, can you just imagine what that's like? His children died. His sister died.
شو اللي صار معكم؟ ولا حاجة، قاعدين آمنين في البيت ولا في عنا أي مشكلة. نزلت البيوت علينا. البيت أنا عندي حوالي 200 نفر. والله ما بعرف مين ضل طيب. يعني أنا مستغرب أنا كيف طلعت عايش للأمانة. أنا مستغرب كيف طلعت عايش، لكن أنا طلعت عايش عشان أوصل الرسالة للعدو ولأمريكا ولأوروبا ولكل دول العالم بأن الشعب الفلسطيني لن يقهر وسينتصر عاجلا أم آجلا. وهذه المعركة هي معركة الانتصار ومعركة القدس. مهما طال الزمن أو قصر انتهى الموضوع. لا في مجال، ما حدش يحكي عن هدنة ولا حدا يحكي عن سلام ولا حدا يحكي عن أي حاجة. احنا اليوم بندافع عن شرف الأمة العربية والإسلامية. والله لو أمعنوا فينا بالقتل والله لن نستسلم، والله لن نستسلم، والله لن نستسلم.
شو المشهد في مخيم الشاطئ؟ الناس ما بتعرف.
مروع. جثث أشلاء، بيوت بتنزل على ساكنيها. هم بيفكروا بدنا نتهجر، بيفكروا انه بدنا نروح على مصر. والله هيهات. هم ما بيعرفوش طبيعة الفلسطيني. احنا هاليوم ماتوا اولادي وماتوا اخواتي. انا هيني مزروع في البيت وبدي اروح ارفع الركام وانام في البيت، واذا كان راجل نتنياهو يضرب كمان مرة. وين نروح؟ هو هبيلي؟ لا، المرة هذه فيش يروح على مصر، المرة هذه علينا، على ارضنا، على فلسطين، على القدس. والله مهما أمعنوا فينا بالقتل، قتلوا الأطفال، قتلوا النساء، لن نستسلم ولن نرحل من هذه الأرض، بل سنتقدم إلى أرضنا.
Yeah, so he's saying even if you kill our children and our women and our families, we will not leave. And I want to just show you very briefly, you know, this is what the Israelis are hoping, is that they can kick the Palestinians out of Gaza, and then, you know, of course, take Gaza, as you heard one of those Israeli lawmakers saying so. And look, you know, they want, Gaza's right here next to Egypt, right? So people in Palestine, they can't go to Egypt because the border crossing here was bombed by Israel. And if Egypt would let Palestinians come through, then, you know, the Israelis who have ties with Egypt, unfortunately, would find ways to put pressure on them to stop them from doing that, you know, until it suits them. As the Americans, you know, they supply, I think Egypt is the top recipient of American food aid, right? So they have Egypt by the balls. That's my point. Both from Israel on one side and the United States on the other, although it's really the same thing. The thing is, though, that Hamas have told people not to listen to that evacuation order and to just stay home, to stay put. And the Israelis are saying, well, you are using the civilians as human shields. So again, let me repeat that. Hamas told everybody in Gaza not to leave their homes because that's what Israel wants. Israel wants to kick them out and take Gaza. And this and Hamas said this is a psychological trick. Okay, so it's a psyop. So don't listen to them. It's just psychological warfare. They want you to leave your homes so they can just come in and take the land, right? And so this guy who just lost his family, he's saying, no, we are not leaving. On the contrary, we're not going to walk down to Egypt. We're going to go walk up to Jerusalem and take back all of Palestine, which is what they should be doing, right? And the thing is, you can't win with the Israelis, the ones who did comply with this order to leave, as if the Israelis, you know, who the hell are they anyway to start giving orders for people to leave their homes? But the ones who did comply got bombed. So, you know, you can't win with the Israelis. You stay home, they call you a human shield and bomb you. You leave your home and comply, they still bomb you. I mean, who the fuck can tolerate this? Who on earth is supposed to just, you know, tolerate this crap and just sit back and accept this? Go to hell. No one is going to tolerate this. No one. Now, I'll talk about this at a later time, but there's a lot of gas here on the Mediterranean. A lot of gas. And, yeah, I'll do that in a separate video.